All you do is sit down, listen to this YouTube video, read that book in some cases, watch this video. You're basically always motivated, but you never put in the work. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ginika Temple. Just in case you're meeting me for the first time, this is a faith-based channel where we share things that help us to grow spiritually, physically, mentally, and also share things that help us be better people and otherwise. And if you haven't already subscribed, please click the subscribe button and join the family. Today, as the topic says, I just want to let some of you know that as hard as it is to say, you are just lazy. There are things that I have come to realize, and the earlier we start telling ourselves the truth, the earlier we're going to come off this laziness. I find that a lot of times we just sit back and we want things to be handed over to us. We want a specific lifestyle, but we don't want to make any effort towards it. We want to grow spiritually, but we don't want to do anything about it. We want to have money and have wealth, but we are not willing to put in the work. We want to have and live in a big, massive house, but we're not willing to do what it takes to get there. We want to be influential, but we don't even want to make an effort to do the things that we already know are the things that need to be done for us to get there. There is a difference between not being aware and being aware, but also not doing anything about it. There is no difference between you and someone who is on the street without any information. The truth about it is that the earlier you understand that for anything to be achieved, it cannot be handed over to you freely, at least in most of the situations. You need to understand that the work needs to be done. One of the things that I know for a fact that kept me all these years from achieving certain things that I was supposed to achieve at an earlier stage in my life. This is not one of those times when I'll be telling myself, oh no, if it didn't happen at that time, it wasn't the time. This is a case of me knowing for a fact that I didn't get those things because for a fact I didn't put in the work. One of the ways you would know if you are just being lazy is that you keep gathering and gathering information. All you do is sit down, listen to this YouTube video, read that book in some cases, watch this video. You're basically always motivated, but you never put in the work. If you could put together everything that you've learned from all the people, you realize that you are so knowledgeable, but there is nothing to show for it. It just simply means that you're basically always informed, but you are never ever seeing any results. You cannot see results unless you're able to take what you've learned and put it into action. Another way to know that you are lazy is all you want to do is to sit in front of the TV. We all love enjoyment. We all love to relax, but you need to understand that there are things that need to get done. There are things that you cannot keep putting aside and putting things like entertainment before them. It's a different thing if you have a good reason why you need to rest, and while you're resting, you decide to watch television. There was a time that all I wanted to do was to eat, sleep, and watch TV. But that was like the most dangerous thing I could ever do to myself. At this time, what I do now, the moment I wake up, I try to do my work first. If it's a day that I do not have any clients, I try to do like my filming, my content and everything first. Because it's so important that we understand that if you do not understand and put your work first, put the things that need to be done first, put your spiritual life first, you would not get these things done. It's simple. There is no magic about it. So we need to understand that putting things like entertainment, Netflix, gist, long phone calls before the things that need to be done, especially for people who do not exactly have a 9 to 5. That is the most and the worst thing you can do to yourself. Another sign that you are just lazy is that you are always disorganized. If you find yourself always being disorganized, it's almost like you're never, like your mindset is always all over the place. Your physical space is always messy. Everything that concerns you does not even align with somebody who plans. I mean, people who have kids may sometimes find themselves in this messy and situation, but it's not something that is like a part of you. It's not a constant. It has to be something that there are times that obviously you know that this should be better, while there are times that you just realize that this is already a lifestyle. You need to understand that laziness comes and creeps in, and the moment laziness creeps in, it cripples you every single way. It cripples you 100%. It gives you this it feeds you with a reason why that thing you want to do can be left to be done later. Like I always say, it starts from the mind. Everything about you starts from the mind. You have to get to a point where you understand that you need to first change the way you think. You need to begin to understand that there are things that are here to stay. Work is not going away. If you know that you've looked around your life and you've seen the thing that you want to achieve as a person, you need to also now understand that that thing that you want to achieve is something that if you do not put in the work, it would never be done. 5 years down the line, you look at the same people that you started off with and you realize that they've gone so far. If you put aside something that you can do today to tomorrow, all you're doing is basically adding to the workload of tomorrow. If care is not taken, you'll get to a point where the workload is so heavy that it feels like it can't be done anymore. The more you add to your workload, the more difficult it is to execute. The more difficult it is for you to even mentally imagine yourself executing them. You need to understand that every single person you see, every single person you admire, if you're in the social media space and you admire content creators, you have no idea the amount of time, the amount of work, the amount of effort, the amount of resources that goes into those things you watch. Sometimes you see some of these content creators and they just put together a video in 1 minute or 2 minutes. And you are like, it looks so easy to you. If you ever stay to watch the process of that creation from the beginning to end, if you're not someone that is determined, you would never want to even imagine yourself doing it. If you look at the people who have come far in their businesses, in their careers, you see how much hours they dedicate. And I always say, God is a just God. As much as He shows all of us mercy, we don't want to also take His mercy for granted. God has always been there. He has come true for us in so many ways that we can even comprehend. If you look up to people in the business world, there are a lot of people I look up to. There are so many people that I look up to. I look up to Myron Golden. I look up to Neil Daviso. There are so many people in our generation that I look up to. And if I see the amount of work these people put in, if I see Myron every time showing up, putting out his content at his age, I'm like reminded that there is nothing that gets handed to anyone free of charge. If you're not ready to put in the work, then you're definitely not ready to get to the next level. I keep saying this, at the end of the day, it starts with your mind. You have to be the one to make the decision. Nobody will make that decision for you. Even if I speak to you from today till next year, you have to be the one to tell yourself that I'm ready to make the change and eventually put in the work. I always say, if it's possible for you to get an accountability partner, someone that you can always talk with, someone that you know will motivate you, someone that both of you can lift each other when you feel down, that is something that definitely helps. Not everyone has an access to people who are around them that are like-minded. So if you don't, keep watching videos on YouTube. There's so much resources out there that can keep you motivated. Follow people who you know that their lifestyle keeps you motivated. If you know the path you want to go, look for people who you know that each time you listen to them, their story or what they do motivates you and reminds you to sit up. I really do hope that you found this video helpful, and I really hope that we come out of this laziness, because laziness is not going to get us anywhere. Laziness is not going to get us closer to God. Laziness will not put money in the bank. Laziness will not get things done for us. So this is not what we want for ourselves this year. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. It's absolutely free, and do not forget to subscribe. I definitely have a smile each time I see one new subscriber. It means a lot to me, and I'll definitely see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.